Hello friends, this is part 26 of Angular 14 series, and in this session we will discuss about that dynamic column binding. So last time we have discussed the simple column string with the data source, but this time we'll discuss about the complex object type. Okay, so let's get into the code. What I have done so far, I have created one component that is called data grid dynamic, and also I have modified little some line of code to get that dynamic component, okay, here. So based on the condition, so now let's go to this here. So nothing, I guess. The default content is there. If I open the browser here, I can see the dynamic column option is there. If I select, so the basic content is coming. So what I'll do, I will copy the previous code from this data grid server component, and then I will change it this flag with 1, because for dynamic column some different structure will come from the API. Let's save this change, go to the browser and open the network tab. So now if I load this dynamic column part, here I can see the if I go to the preview, the structure of this response is rows array, data row array, and total rows. Already we know about this, but this column last time was coming string array, but this time actually the complex object. And let's copy the styles as well from the server part. Go to this. Now let's save this change, and now let me open the network as well so that you can see it, the change properly. Okay, so now if I try to load the dynamic column grid, here I can see the one common error you can see in the console. Okay, so that error is stating like could not find column with id something object. Okay, what does it mean? So if we provide the string array, so that definition, this string array should have the definition inside this column definition directive. Okay, so let's, what I'll do, I'll comment this code and remove all other static columns from here, and then I would like to loop through this ng container here. Sorry, maybe column of, it is called my main column is. So here I would like to create one more variable that is called columns array, as of now any, and then I will assign columns equal to this, and now come to the filter area. So this column actually will here, it will fit here only. So response dot columns, if I see here data and columns, this array will come inside this, and the displayed columns, so always we need to provide what is called the columns array here, string array. Okay, for that what I need to do, this dot displayed column from this main columns array, this actually think need to modify. Okay, so dot map, and maybe this in column array call dot, I will consider property one. Okay, because this property definition is there inside this data array object property, because Angular material will try to find out whatever I will mention the property name inside this definition of the column here, that property, if it is matched to the data array property, then only it can able to show the data. I guess you got it. Now let me look through the main columns array here, and I will define this column dot prop name, right? And as we are providing the variable, we should decorate with the bracket. What is the prop name? Correct. And here, instead of this, I would like to provide the title, because this title actually I'm going to show in UI. And what other things need to do? Yeah, this mat short header, I need to copy and paste it here. And other thing is this profile image path I will check in later. So instead of this printing, let me copy and paste this line. Object will have the property, one customer object will have the property this cast name, and that cast name property is there on the column object, inside the column object, right? So what will do, this prop name, copy and paste it, so that it is totally dynamically, it will act as dynamic features. Okay, now there is no static column is mentioned inside this code. So based on the API response, it will react, right? Now let's save this change and go to the browser. Here, just try to load. See, everything is coming as expected. Only thus serial number is not coming, and that serial number actually also not coming from the server side. If that is not coming from the server side, then how do you achieve in this scenario? So for that reason, actually I just copied this part. Let me consider the column index, and here I will rename this part row index. Okay, now let me uncomment this, and here row index plus, okay, hold on, column index plus row index plus 1. Okay, now let's save this change. One more problem will be there, I'll sort it out. Okay, so here see all the index actually coming instead of the actual data. So for that, what I need to do, I need to consider, and here I will check if column index equal to 0, then only this would be visible, and otherwise this one. Okay, now let's save this change and see the serial number is coming as expected, and customer name, mobile number, some other things all are there, and paginess also is working. If I go to the per page 10, then per page 10 will be there. If I do order, so everything data also consisting. And if I search in this scenario 966, that is also coming as expected, right? So cool. So this way actually we can implement the dynamic features on the data grid. Okay, so just keep in mind, I'm just summarizing what I have done. So key points we need to remember in this section, that is whatever columns, main columns array is coming from the API side, keep inside another variable, and also keep another variable that is called displayed column, which we need to provide to the data source as the string array. Okay, that string array you have to provide the definition of the row here. Okay, and then from the main columns array, just prepare the string of array. Okay, the that is called property array, and that property should be able to found by the Angular table inside this data row. Okay, just keep it in mind. And then I guess everything will be fine. And here extra thing is you need to loop through the columns array. Okay, and yes, I forget to add one more thing, is that is called image area. So but for that, here we need to have, see, if I show you the exact one more object here. See, some of the object is containing not containing the metadata. See, here one column is containing the metadata, that is called img src, that is true. Okay, so that means this column object may may vary based on the requirement. Okay, as this customer actually column, or you can say cell, will contain the image icon of the or you can say avatar of the customer. So that is why that flag is coming, because based on that flag we can customize which cell will contain the icon or image. Okay, so let's copy this, and here I will paste it. This video may be it will be lengthy, but it will be definitely will help you in for your project. Okay, and this button will be visible only for if column dot metadata is there, then one question mark, and if it is having the image source, then only this one would be, and for that customer this one would be, right? Reload the page. Here I can see the image is there, right? Now let me keep the image first. Now so I guess you understood the part, and still if you have any confusion you can ask me on the comment box. Stay tuned and be safe. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.